So what's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new Glamlite and Hershey Kisses collection. So y'all know I had to get the sponge. My friend and I were at work and we decided that we need to open it myself early, so that's why, as you saw, the tops are like ripped off already because we opened them and like goggled over them. So this isn't like the first time I'm opening with you like it normally is, because me and my friend just had to be nosy and open myself. When the day I got it, this sponge is so soft, y'all, and it's just like the cutest thing ever. I'm thinking about giving it to my friend Jackie because she really wants one, but she didn't order it yet, and I'm scared they're gonna sell out of it and they may not restock it. So I'm trying to debate if I should give it to her or not. I don't know, but it's like for the sake of the video and for you all, I'm sure that's one of the things you're interested in knowing about. So I'm like, should I give it to her? I don't know. But we're gonna do all the comparisons at the beginning of the video, so that way you don't have to wait till the end. So then I'll try to remember to write a timestamp below of when the video is actually gonna start, but I'm gonna do the comparisons at first because there's so many of them, and when I get done I won't have to, you know, like go through all this again. So I'm thinking we do in the order of the colors. So we'll do blue, then we'll do pink, and then we'll do purple last. So let me grab all my blue palettes off the bed because honey is a lot. We know I am a blue fiend. I got all these blue palettes, girl. Yes, Lord. So it comes in a cute little packaging like this, and like I said, the blue is the cookies and cream. Y'all know I had to get this one. I wasn't gonna get the whole set originally till I found out they had 2 neutral palettes. Like 2 is too many. Like y'all noticed when they only had one with the happy hour collection, I went ahead and bought it. And look how cute this is. Like I can't. I love how she puts personalized details into all this. Miss Giselle. Thank you. This is fabulous. And the cute little strings, just like with the candy, I'm like, she's on her details, honey. Okay. I don't care what you say. She's on her details. Let me see. That's a little difficult to open. I noticed my friend was having difficulty opening too. Okay, so it's just the angle you pull it at. So this is what it looks like. And of course, y'all know we're gonna start off with their palette first. So we're gonna start with the Icy Collection. Can you not fall, please? I don't need 20 palettes falling on my lap, honey. And it's funny because I feel like the eye look I have on my eyes, and I could have did with this palette, but I haven't touched this palette. This is actually the Hendash palette that I did a review on earlier this week, but this is what they look like side by side. So I feel like it'd be good companion palettes because there's more shimmers in here to choose from that you don't have in here because it's a certain amount of shades. It's only like 6, so I figured we start off with these. So here are the 2 side by side. Next, we're gonna get into the BH Cosmetics Bubblegum palette. See how they look side by side. So this is them side by side. Do we have a possible dupe alert, girl? Somewhat, but I feel like, you know, you need those deeper tones of purple for the outer V for people like me who like grungy shades. I'm glad that companies are finally starting to notice, but that was them side by side. Next, we're gonna go into one of my all-time favorite blue palettes. So I feel like you should know this is Blue Moon by ColourPop. Now this is one of my favorite purple palettes. Like, I mean, blue palettes ever. Look at that. Look how stunning it is. It looks really nice beside this. I feel like these would be good companion palettes too, but I usually just put the On Cloud Blue with this one when I do looks, but this is what both of those look like side by side. Still one of my all-time favorite palettes. Now we're gonna go into the On Cloud Blue. I need to take the pressed glitter out of here, but I haven't found a shade that I feel like would match with it, so y'all know I'll switch up a ColourPop palette in a minute, but I haven't taken it out yet. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, this one is much lighter than this one, and I love the fact that she added this dual chroma shade right here and then this type of blue up here at the top. I feel like I don't have a lot of blues like that one at the top in my collection, so I'm really liking that. I feel like I have some that are similar but like not exact. But we can do a closer swatch comparison on my Instagram story, so this doesn't take all day. I just brought this just because I owned it, but as you can see, they're not the same in tone at all. This is more on the teal side, and this is more of, you know, blue. Then we have the Midnight palette from Nabla, the cutie one. This is what it looks like aside. I literally just pulled out every blue palette that I owned in my possession and put them together, but this is what it looks like. So there's that. I'm gonna do a comparison on my Instagram probably Friday, and I think this video is supposed to go up Saturday because Friday I'm trying to get the concealer video up, or I might do a different video Friday. We'll see. I know Thursday I'm trying to do the concealer video, which is why I'm doing this today. I'm talking about the Dior concealer if anyone was curious, but because y'all know I grabbed it. This is the Noble Blues palette from Playing in Makeup by Yolanda. That's what they look like side by side. The only thing I hate about these is they have a pressed glitter in them, so I have a tendency not to reach for it as much because it's like the ColourPop ones don't, and you know that one does, and that irritates me. Again, I just brought this just because I love Ice from Juvia's Place because it was blue, but as you can see the blues don't match up at all, so there you go. And the last one I have is the Orla 2 palette. And I feel like these are pretty good companion palettes as well, because and they do have some similar tones, so I'll try to remember to put that on my Instagram as well. So we've gotten the blue palette out of the way. Now let's get into some cute little pinks. I will deal with this in a second. Just put it on the floor with the next to me. On to the pinks. So I have all these pink palettes. Of course, I have my my Glamlite pink palette at the top. I said Juvia's because that was literally the last palette out of the folder. But look at it, and they changed the little string to brown. I'm assuming that's how it looks in person. I've never had the lava cake ones. I know when I watched Beauty Bean's video, she said she had some like in her living room in her house, so downstairs in I guess her kitchen or whatnot. But this shimmery shade at the top, when my friend opened it, I was like, yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Like that color just made this palette for me. I was like, I don't know. But that made it for me. Anyway, this is what this looks like side by side. And I feel like this looks really similar to this, believe it or not. So, I mean, like, we might have to put this in a brands to do things in the video, because to me this looks really close to this one. It might be a little bit of difference, but I'll put it on my Instagram stories like I said so we can see the difference. But this is what both of them look like. It's simply stunning. Why did I close that like this is the only palette I have to show? Child, please, we got 500 to go. That's why I want to get this done tonight. Then I have Protonic Pinks from Playing in Makeup by Yolanda. If you didn't know, I bought all the colorful ones from her, but I mean, it's me. Are you surprised? And as you can see, I feel like this one is somewhat similar too. But you all can let me know what you think down below. I feel like it looks somewhat similar. It just doesn't have the deepening shades in here that the Glamlite one does. Then I have the Sweet Pinks. Now, I don't know why I necessarily brought this one. I think I brought this one to go aside the Sleepover palette from Untitled Cosmetics, and I just added to the stack with this too because I was like, why not? Because it might have some of the similar lighter pinks in here that this one has. But since they have this one in the berries, I feel like if you have both those, you might not necessarily need this. But we haven't tried the formula. We're just showing similarities. But I'm trying to tell you, if you have similar color similarities, you might not need it. So here we go with the Berries palette. As you can see, the Berries palette again is closer to the color of this palette. So far I feel like we found two that are pretty good as dupes. I mean, no one has this gorgeous shade right here, which is to me what makes this palette so stunning, but that's both of them together. Oh Lord, we're gonna be here for like 15 minutes just showing comparisons, but you know, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. And I gotta give you all the options and all the tea on all the palettes I have to make sure you have the informed decision to make. So next we have Pretty Chic from Colored Rain. As you can see, they're not exact. I feel like they might be somewhat though, and since I had it in my collection, I figured I could show it to you. But as you can see, this is more of a pinky purple vibe. So that's what it looks like. Next we have Ooh La La, which is one of my favorite, what do you call it, ColourPop palettes. This is like the first one they came out with. This was the one they came out with from Mean Girls when they started their monochromatics years ago. So of course I had to bring it because this is one of my all-time favorite monochromatic pink palettes, and this is like the pink palette I usually reach for if I'm not reaching for a more pinkly purpley look from the Cotton Candy palette from BH Cosmetics. But this is what it looks like. As you can see, they're not similar, but they do have some similar shades, which is why I wanted you to see it. We're second to last now. I swear we're almost done. I have the Fine Feather palette, which I feel is somewhat similar to this as well. It just doesn't have the deep shimmers, but I feel like it does have the deep mattes. And like I said, no, I haven't seen anyone with this particular shade, which is what makes this palette pop. Because even my friend and I were talking about, we're like, that shade is what makes this palette pop and so special. But this is what both of those look like side by side. Girl, I'm tired of talking. We still got a whole nother palette to do. Now you see why I said I'm gonna put a timestamp, because honey, this is outrageous. But last one I have to talk about is the Cotton Candy palette from BH Cosmetics. Like I said, this one is more similar to the Pretty Chic palette from Colored Rain, but this is what both of those look like. Now we're going to get into the purples, and then we'll finally be done. So I'm probably gonna have to cut off the camera here and then restart it again, so that way we can, you know, have that going for us. But yeah, there's a lot of palettes, girl. Just a whole lot of palettes. Like I say, it's a whole lot of money, it's a whole lot of palettes up in here. Not money palettes, but technically the palettes cost money, so can you just count that? I don't know. Girl, this is fine. And then all the pink ones just tried to fall on me. No, you will not. We're not doing that. And then the last one is the, what is this one called? This is the special dark. So this is what she looks like. Look, the packaging on these is just super stunning. Like I said, she gives you the detail. When she make a palette, honey, she's giving the detail. Sorry, all the palettes are sliding, so I'm trying to sit here and grab. No. Y'all almost dropped the Hershey palette, and now like that purple shade is all on my arm. But you know, we saved the palette, but the embossment is missing. So sorry about that, but you know, I had to do what I had to do. We wasn't dropping and I hadn't even used it. So as you can see, it's like smudge right there because I had to catch it with my arm. It sucks because I don't know if it's gonna come out of my hoodie now. Oh, the struggles of beauty. But yeah, so this is what Special Dark looks like. Let's get into it. We got Mixy Mauves from Plain Makeup by Yolanda, which I thought it was interesting that they were calling these mauves because to me it just look purple. And I don't consider mauves purple, I consider them pink, so I thought that was interesting. But you know, this is that palette with this one. Then I have the Nubian Royals from Juvia's Place. This is what it looks like side by side. They're somewhat similar. I felt like it was going to match the violets much better than it has any of the other purple palettes I've shown so far, but this is what it looks like. I feel like this one, It's My Pleasure, and maybe the one from, what is this? The Glam Shop would match it, but this is what it looks like. The Glam Shop's mattes aren't deep enough, but I feel like some of the shimmers are similar. Let me go into the ones I talked about, which is It's My Pleasure. That's the one I really feel like it's going to be really close. And this is another one of my favorite monochromatic palettes. It's not as close as I thought it was going to be because the matte purple in it isn't deep enough. But this is what it looks like side by side. Then I have my Lilac You a Lot. I know this isn't going to match because it's quite lighter. But again, since I own so many purple palettes, I wanted you to see every purple palette I own. So there it is side by side. The lighter purples in it match here, but obviously none of the deeper ones are gonna match because you know, yeah. I'm still mad I messed up my Hershey Kisses shape. But it's better than dropping the whole palette before you even use it. My only concern is my clothing. So now I have the Violet palette from Violet Étendue from Busy Art. This is what they look like side by side. The struggle when you have so many purple palettes. And then we have the Wine palette from Glamlite themselves. So this is what she looks like. As you can see, she has more of a pink purpley wineish vibe. So she's not nearly as close. Like this shade is not nearly as dark as that one. It's darker than the one at the bottom. And then none of the shimmers are matching. I will swatch some of my Instagram if you're interested to see if it's close. I'll try to make sure that goes up on the day this video goes up to be helpful. But yeah, this is what they look like side by side. Girl, we down to the last palette. Look at God. Oh, this feels like more of a moussey texture. Since I had to wipe it off the side. Let me see. Well, here's the shade that I messed up. If you can see, it has, to me, I saw like a gold shift when I swatched it on my hand from purple. One of my friends was telling me about. And the last one I have is Flight Club. This is one of my all-time favorite purple palettes. This is what it looks like side by side. So this is what it looks like beside this one. Of course, it has much lighter shades than this one, but I still love this absolutely. Thank you for focusing on the one I screwed up. Thank you so much. And that's what both of those look like. And now I'm feeling like, does that look close to the Glamlite Wine palette? Let me see. No, I feel like the Wine palette is like a deeper version of this palette, but it looks like it could be a possible main chick, side chick. So now I'm gonna have to put both those to the side. Look at us finding other dupes for stuff while we doing stuff with other Glamlite palettes. So those are all the comparisons. I know this was like a long comparison part, so maybe I will stick this part at the end. But let's get into it. So I'm gonna start off with the way I showed you the colors. So we're gonna do blue, we're gonna do pink, and then we're gonna end with purple. Now I would love to do a look with all three of them, but I'll save that for like a day when I have to go to work and I want to like play with all the palettes together. Because I feel like we'll be here too long if I try to do like 4 different looks, and I feel like that's excessive because we already waited 10 minutes just doing all the comparisons. So that was a lot. So let me zoom you on in. When I come back, I will have a blue eye setup and we will go from there. Okay, girl? Okay. Oh, these retail for $18 a piece, and I think the sponge was $10 or $11. Don't quote me on the price of the sponge because I don't remember. They did have a bundle, I think that was like $99. And of course, say it with me now. We all need to say it together. We use code what? KH Makeup when you buy this makeup. You use KH Makeup when you go buy Glamlite and you saw it on this channel. Because I don't have Glamlite code, but Karen does. and we're gonna support her and baby Freya, okay? So you need to go and use the code Cage Makeup so she can still buy this makeup and then buy everything she needs to buy for Freya. We contribute to the makeup call so she can tell us about stuff. So go use code Cage Makeup, okay? Now I'm gonna go get the eye done. Thank you. So this is what we're working with the Cookies and Cream palette. So I literally use just about every shade in this palette. The only shade I did not use, believe it or not, is this one. This is the only shade I didn't use. I used everything else. So this is in the inner corner. Of course, y'all know I had to use this one on the lid. These two are in the crease, and then this is dusted over the top of everything. So that's how we got the eye going on with right now. So I'm going to take my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. I heard Annette's Makeup Corner talking about this. So I was like, I guess I'll go ahead and try it out. They only have 2 shades though, so I bought the beige shade, which is still, you know, fine. She said the other one had more of a pinky undertone. This one has more peachy undertone, so I figured the peachy undertone would be better for someone my skin tone. So that's what I went with. You think I'd use the Glamlite one, but I grabbed the first one that had a wand. It's like 4 or 7 in the morning, y'all, while I'm trying to get one look done for y'all, so that way I can do the 2 tomorrow when I get off work, and then I can just, after I drop Adriangameover at school, I can go home and pass out, and then I can get up when I pick him up from school and post, edit the video and post it, so that way you all can get this video Saturday. That's what I'm hoping for, and that's why we sitting here at 4 a.m. in the morning doing this outlook, okay? Like I've been telling y'all, I must like y'all with them. Girl, it's 4 in the morning, and I'm supposed to be in my bed, getting ready to take Adriangameover to school in like 4 hours. So I must like you. Anyway, we're gonna start off with the navy blue shade on OPV. They only had numbers on them, so I didn't figure there was a point of like showing you the little number sheet with it. I'm just like, we just gonna put the navy blue shade, okay? Thank you so much, navy blue shade. And this is like the little Natasha Denona brush that came with the mini crush palette. I actually really like her brushes, but I don't know if she sells them individually or not. And I honestly just did not look into it, because I was like, if I get enough of these palettes, I'll have like 3 or 4 brushes, and then when I go on vacation, I literally take these brushes to do work like this, and then I take the Colored Rain like set that they gave me for free when I bought the the Chic collection. I bought the Pretty Chic and I think the Wealthy Chic. So I'm like, that works for me, because, you know, I'm not one who really buys a whole lot of different brushes. At least I try not to. I used to do that when I first started out, but I kind of have like my brands I like now, so I kind of just try to stick to those. Child, did y'all see Tina the Fancy Faces video on Makeup Geek and how it ended? Because honey, I was here for it. I was waiting for all this tea. I was like, the rest of her I was like, but what a video, Tina? Where is it? We're waiting, ma'am. What are you doing? So she gave us the video, I think it was yesterday, or it was either today. I don't remember when, but I watched it twice. Because like Tina had me rolling. I was like, you know what, ma'am? I'm gonna need you to stop it. I shouldn't be laughing this loud in the break room at work. You're very rude. Miss Tina's Fancy Face, I'm gonna need you to stop. So I'm taking that lighter blue shade now, and I'm just dusting it in with this one to get whatever this shade is called. I don't know. I was trying to make it have like a nice little lighter gradient to darker, but it didn't work out that way. So that's why I just put the lighter shade at the top and went with it. Because like I told y'all, it's 4 something in the morning. I don't have time. Ma'am, sir, I don't have time. So this is the clean brush that I dusted everything over on the other side, and we're just dusting it over on this side too. Y'all, I had to take the concealer from underneath my lower lash line and other places and do this over again. So I'm like out here. So I'm gonna just take the blue and put it on lower lash line now, since that's what I did on the other side. We're gonna match it with this side. This is the same blue you saw me do that lighter, or it's supposed to be lighter royal blue. I feel like it's looking really close to the other shades though, so I don't know how I'm feeling about that. Because I feel like they're running too close together now because they're monochromatic. And as you can see, when I put it on, it looks lighter, but once you like blend it in, I feel like it just blends through with the rest of the stuff. So I'm like, is it really too much of a difference, girl? Like, I don't know. I want to dust the lighter blue underneath here, but I gotta wait till I'm done doing the rest of the eye look, because you know, you can't be messing up the brush too soon before we get the other side done, because once that darker color gets underneath there at the very bottom, this would be a wrap. So as you can see, I'm just taking this lighter blue and dusting it like all the way across here. That's like my nice gradient work. I know some people do this the opposite way. I prefer to do it like, you know, from the bottom to the top, not the top to the bottom. But you can do it either way, whichever way you're comfortable with. This way I'm comfortable with, so that's why y'all always see me do the lighter shade last on top of the darker ones. Because to me, it just gives a better airbrush effect, for my personal opinion, in the way I like to do my makeup. But I've seen people do it the opposite way and it looks just as nice. So it just all depends on what your preference is when it comes to doing your eyeshadow. But this is what it looks like. Shout out to my girl Dionluvsmakeup, our saw that she entered the, I forgot what it is, Sephora something where you have to give recommendations. I got to give mine over the weekend because like I told y'all, it's 4 o'clock in this morning and I barely feel like doing this. So Friday when I get off work, before I go to bed, I'm going to try to make sure I leave a comment for her. But I haven't been able to sleep well the last couple of days, so I'm like, I'm going to try to actually just take my behind home and get some sleep and not be trying to do all this stuff. Which is why I'm not gonna try to do it today, because you know I'll be done broke something crazy, and you know they'll be like, well, ain't no way in the world we're picking this woman off because you know I was sleeping when I tried to write it. So I'm gonna do it when it's, you know, when I'm in my right state of mind. But you know I will be doing it, and I suggest you do it too. I think it's like a testimonial type thing. Anyway, let me go ahead and blend out my glitter glue. This is BH Cosmetics glitter glue. This is the glitter glue I had in my grandma's house, and then the glitter glue I use at home is the NYX and the silver component. So this is just a little black component. I want to do a battle of the with BH Cosmetics versus what is it, Makeup Revolution, since they bought them now, and then after they come out with some palettes under the Makeup Revolution umbrella, do a battle again to see if the formulas are the same or if they've changed BH formulas to their formula. So I think that'll be cool. So I'm trying to do that sometime over the weekend as well. Then I got a like main chick side chick video I need to film too. So I'm just over here like I got a whole bunch of stuff I need to do. I might film the main chick side chick video after I get done with this, since I already have a pretty eye on. And then I can take that stuff home and I have to try to take it home, because I also have to take this stuff home every day. Y'all have to think about that too. So I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I get done as much as possible. Here I saw Karen's video where she did a palette bingo with these palettes instead of just doing a look with each palette over each day till like, you know, it got done, which I think is fine. Y'all know I did a palette bingo with Dionluvsmakeup. I'll try to remember looking in the cards up above, but it's always in the description box of the video. So, you know, you can always go check that out. But that was my first time ever doing a palette bingo, and I was kind of sad because I'm like, it was not giving what I needed it to give. Like, the palette, like, it did not give me what I needed, and I felt disrespected. But I'm thinking about, she's talking about we might do another one later with like 3 different Nomad palettes. So I'm like, okay, I know we both have the haunted, what is it, the haunted Europe's one. We both have the Parks one, and I think she has my what, fire and ice. I think she has the fire and ice one as well. I'm not sure though. I'm gonna have to ask her about that again. But if she has all 3, we might end up doing a palette bingo with those, so you can stay tuned for that. I'm just darkening it out of V, as you can see. I take my clean brush and go back underneath. I feel like it's already faded underneath my lower lash line. I don't know what's going on with that. So I'll probably put a little bit of, I'm gonna just put a little bit more right now. I was gonna say a little bit more off camera, but no, we always shouldn't have. So I don't know. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Now we're gonna what I did was I wet the brush on this side after I put the shadow on the first time, because I felt like it wasn't giving me enough sparkle and shimmer and bam, pop out, ta-da. So I'm gonna do that real quick now, and then we'll just put it on real quick. See, I feel like it's giving extra pop now that I wet it. But I remember Colorful Camille or KK here on YouTube saying you had to wet Glamlite shadows in order to get like the extra like reflecting glitter from them. So since I remember, now it's giving me like that wet glittery shimmery effect I was looking for, like indie shadows normally do. So shout out to KK for that trick. Now we're gonna take the last shimmer, which is a light like periwinkle-ish color, and then it has like a purple shift to it, and that's what we're gonna put in my inner corner. So this is your finished eye look. So I'm gonna go off camera and put the blue under the lower lash line like I told y'all about. I'm gonna draw a wing, and then I will come back and we will dive into the lava cake, which is the pink one next. Oh, before I go though, let me tell you what palettes I think are most comparable to this one. So if you have them, you might not necessarily need this palette. So if you have the icy one, I feel like they're close enough to where you don't need both. So I have to hold it back because that's the way it's sitting up. So I feel like if you have this one, you might not need this one, because I feel like there are enough tones in it to where you don't need it. And that blue isn't as dark as it looks, as you saw in my eyes. If you have this bubblegum palette from BH, you might not need this palette as well, because as you can see, those look pretty similar. And then if you have this palette from Plain and Makeup by Yolando, you might not need it. I mean, you might not like the fact there's a pressed glitter in this, but I feel like, as you can see, the tones look similar enough to where you don't need both. So since I have all those, I didn't really need this. I thought the packaging was cute, and I wanted to see if the formula was going to be different from the Icy palette. And so far, I like the formula in this one better than I do the Icy palette, so that's a good thing. I'm going to go off camera now, finish all that stuff I talked about, and like I said, we're going to come back with the pink, okay? Okay. Tried to give y'all something a little bit different with the second one, so I got like a little shimmer going on up in the crease. And I made my wing a little bit different. And as you can see, I got an extra sparkle in the end corner, whereas with the last look, I feel like it wasn't as sparkly. So I tried to do something a little different. I didn't, I used like the black eyeliner and drew this line in here. And then I added the shimmery purple shade here on top of it. I used this shade. I used just about every shade in the palette just like I did last time except for one. So I didn't use this red shade this time. So we used all of that. This one took a little longer than before, so I'll probably go off camera to draw this part of the crease, and then I'll come back once we get to the part where I added the shimmer and the glitter glue to get what's going on there. But I want a little more definition there, and I wanted to give you something a little bit different because the first look was a classic me, but it's hard trying to do that when you're doing it at 4 in the morning. But it has started snowing here again in Chicago, so I was like, while I'm up and awake, we're going to do this now because I'm off work tomorrow, and it's like I don't want to have to drive out here just to film this part when I'm already out of my house. Worst comes to worst, I'll get stuck on my shower traffic going back home to take Adrian, in order to take a nap real quick and pick up take Adriangameover to school. But you know, I'm like, yeah, we get this done tonight. So after this, I'll have to do the purple one, then I'll give y'all my thoughts, and I finally can take myself home. I plan on trying to do the Instagram swatches and comparisons on my Instagram stories tomorrow, and then you know, I should be good. But let's get started with a darker reddish, I guess, shade, because as y'all know, I always put shades like this on the outer V. I just live for this at the outer V moment, and this is no exception. So funny thing is, I had rubbed this all the way around the crease, and it ends up being covered up by that black liner situation I put in the crease. So I'm thinking maybe I should you know, not do that as I sit here and do that, but I'm just following what I did the other time, so I figured we should just go ahead and follow on, since that's what we did the first time. We're gonna do this time, and then when I switch it and do all that extra stuff I did in order for us to get this going on here, then you know, we'll get it. So anyway, that's pretty much this eye. Now we're gonna go into the light pink shade, because y'all know I like to dust my lighter shades over the top. Lighter, brighter pink. I love shades like this. I would have normally just shaped a cat eye shape with this, and then put like the shimmery pink probably all over the lid, and then put that special shade I made in the corner on top of this, and made that be my look, and added it in the corner to one on my days. So I'm like, okay. Again, trying to give you something different, so take this clean brush now and just dust over top of everything that's going on here. Now what I did first was I put the pink shade on, and then I did this cut. I'm thinking about doing it differently and doing that first and then putting the pink on after the fact, but it's like I'm not sure because I don't want to cover it up, and I'd rather do it the way I know it works for the first time, even though I feel like this one doesn't look that great, but you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. So what I did was I just took this liner and I literally drew a black line from like the inner corner of my eye. I just went on the crease of my eye to like right there where I have the outer V done. And then I decided to take the white pigment, the white eyeshadow primer, and put that on top of it, so that way I could put the shade that I put on Outer V to match this. So that's what we're gonna do now. I think, did I pick up the right one? Yes. There it is. I was about to say because I was seeing white, but I put this on top and literally just drew it across like so. And then I took a pencil brush me just tap it on the top of here. So this color match with everything else going on. So pat and then airbrush out. Now we got this detailed shape in here. Then I took some glitter glue on top of that. So I'm going to wipe the white pigment off so that way. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying pigment, like this white primer off. And I'm gonna take that same brush and tap glitter glue all over here like so. Just all over the area that we just put that on. And then tap. And that's where you get that shimmery look on the other eye from, because I did it with this. Just tapped it on. Because see, when I turn my eye like this, you see the shimmer, just like when I turn my eye right here, you see the shimmer. So that's how I got that. Now we're going to actually use the brush I cut the crease with to put the pink on. I know it's a lot, that's why I was like, should I really do this part on camera? Because, you know, take a good long minute. But here we are, so I'm going to take this glitter glue now. A little bit up in the crease here. And it was just something I was dabbling with when I did the first eye, which is why I'm doing it the way I wanted to do it. The way I would have normally did it if it had been planned to on this eye. So there we go with that. Now, I'm just going to go into the bright fuchsia pink shimmer and start tapping it and increasing all the way like so. I prefer to do this with the rougher, I think it's called 21. They made it for the late great Mel Thompson, but I think I used that one up and I had already pulled this one out, so I was just gonna go with the one I already have out. So. Build the shimmer up quite a bit, and then you have to like use the go like sprayer to get the full opacity that you see on this side and on this side. So after you do this, you have to spray it. Okay, so take my spray. And again, I learned this trick from Colorful Camille, because she was like, when you spray their shimmers, you get more of like a shimmery, impactful look than if you don't spray them. So I'm like, okay, glad I know it. Because I'm not a person who really sprays shimmers, so if she hadn't said that, I wouldn't have thought to do that. Because I don't know, spraying shimmers just isn't something I do. I know some beauty gurus, I think like Angie sprays every single shimmer she uses, but that's just not something that I like to do or just go out of my way to do. So I would have never thought to do it. So I'm going to build up the outer V again. Build that color back up, and I'll probably put some of that pink back over the top too to give us more definition. And then that'll pretty much be the eye look. I'm not gonna try to do the wing on camera since I did that extra step to show you how I did that on camera. We'll do the wing off camera instead to try to save time, because I still gotta do a whole nother eye look and take pictures of this one. Lord Jesus, what did I get myself into tonight, or should I say this morning? But good thing is when I go home, I don't have to come back and I can take all the stuff with me, so I have to try to drag it all back. I just have to drag the Natasha Denona stuff, because that's supposed to come Saturday supposedly, and my Denessa Mavericks foundation is supposed to come today, matter of fact Friday. So if it comes Friday, I will do a wear test on it and just give y'all a video outro, and then y'all will see this hopefully sometime next week. But yeah, this is pretty much the finished eye look. Let's put the shimmer in the inner corner. We done, girl, Lord. I forgot all this shimmer for you. really like this iridescent in the corner thing, and I really want to put it on the lid as well, but I'm like, no, we're gonna be good, we're not gonna do that. So this is the finished eye look without the wing. This is finished eye look with the wing. I'm gonna go off camera, take these, look at me, I think I'm sexy photos, girl. But the palettes, I feel like are really similar to these. If you already have them, you don't need them. If you have both the palettes from Juvia's Place, I don't feel like you need them. The pink, the sweet pinks, and the, what do you call this? The sweet pinks and the berries. I feel like if you have both of these, you don't need this palette, because as you can see, it has some of the tones in it. So if you got both of these, you don't need this. I do like that one special shade that's in my inner corner though, but it's not a necessity. I feel like if you have the cake palette, you have close enough tones, you might not have those two dark vampy shades, but the rest of them you have. As you can see, this is pretty similar to this palette as well. And I think the last one I have to show is the Fine Feather. Now it doesn't have enough depth to it, and it has one sequin shades in, so it's not exact, but it's like still similar in tone. If you have this in Ooh La La, then you probably wouldn't need to get this palette. And I think I have Protonic Pink here. Yeah, Protonic Pinks from Plan Makeup by Yolanda. I feel like could be somewhat similar as well. It's just nobody seems to have as much depth as this one with all the ones I showed you. But now I'm gonna go off camera for real. Okay, y'all, so wrapping up with a halo after the last look. I used, as usual, just about every shade in here. So there's only 2 shades I didn't use this time. So I did not use this one. I didn't use these 2 right here, but we used everything else. So we used these 4 shades to make this eye look. So I actually put the darker shade underneath the lower lash line for once. I didn't put it on the lid. So on the lid we have the second to darkest shade, because I wanted to switch it up and try a little bit of a lighter one. Plus I didn't want that deep of a halo eye. I was like, we can keep it somewhat light and airy. So I'm using the Glamlite eyeshadow primer once more. I always use the white shade. It's coming off a little bit more close to my skin tone and like more of a nudish type color, because I have the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer base in the first look, and then I decided to use Glamlite one in the last 2 looks because I didn't like the way it made the navy in that eye look. So I was like, if I use this white one, and I feel like it worked, and it did just what I thought it would. It made it work. So let me reapply this since I put the eyeshadow primer too low. But see, it's a nice deep color. Now to me this doesn't look purple, it looks more navy. That's just my personal opinion though. You can let me know down below, but to me the deeper shades in here don't look like purple. They look like navy, or like blurples, like grayish purple, like Madame Gray by Natasha, by Pat McGrath is what I think of when I see the shade I'm putting in my crease right now. Like, it doesn't make me think of a purple, it makes me think of a grayish purple, not just like, you know, a purple. But it's called Special Dark, so maybe that's where they decided to do that from. I honestly don't know. I'm just trying to get this together, girl. I'm trying to perfect more halo eyes, so that's why I'm trying to give y'all a little bit more, a little more often, because I feel like on one eye I always make the halo bigger than the other eye. I feel like I don't ever do them like perfectly even, so I'm trying to get that done and practice, you know, makes perfect. So I think we can practice with you all today on this eyelid. But I really like this matte shade. I really like the color, although I'm feeling like the purples in here aren't that easy to work with as some other purples that I already own. So I am taking note of that as I do this eye look. I'm like, the purples ain't working as easy for me as, say, like my Flight Club palette would. And I feel like the wine palette is a little bit more easier to use in this one. So I am finding it interesting, especially since these aren't like true purple colors either. They're more like, as you can see now, I'm putting lavender over the top. I thought it was just a nice, like, bright kind of hue to add to the look. And again, y'all know I love to have an airbrush moment over the top for darker colors, so this was a lighter color I chose. At first I was going to use like the other purple, the more like true to purple color, but then I was like, I don't like the way that's looking. No, we're not doing that though. And I'm glad I didn't, because I'm really liking the contrast between this color and the color that I chose for the halo eye. So I'm here for it. I'm available. I like it. It's cool. Get the same brush I used last time to dust off all this stuff. These are from UOMA. Now I'm going to take my glitter glue in my brush and put that down the middle of the eye. And then I got a separate brush this time to put the shimmers on with instead of the brush that I used the glitter glue with. I usually just take whatever brush I use the glitter glue with and put the shimmer on the lid with that, but I decided to switch it up with this Eyelooks too. So I'm trying to switch up a few things here and there without, you know, having to change a whole lot. I wish I had changed my lip though, because I feel like a darker vampier lip will look better with this. So when I get off camera, I might do that. It depends on how I feel, because it's like 5 in the morning now. I still have to like give y'all my final thoughts, and then drive all the way home and take off on makeup in order to be able to take my hour nap before I take Adriangameover to school. So it's not looking good about a lip change, to be perfectly honest, just because I'm like, I know that's only like a 5-minute thing, but it's like when you've been up for like since 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 3 o'clock is coming left again and you still up, it's kind of like, yeah, no, y'all just gonna take this lip and enjoy it, because of a lot. Now y'all see what I'm saying about the halo eye? Like, look how much wider this one is than that one. But that's because I haven't put the depth back into the front of this eye to kind of cover that up a little bit, and the back as well. So I feel like once I do that, it'll look more the way it's supposed to, and not be such a wide gap like it is right now. So we'll see. So yeah, that's looking a little bit better, but I feel like the shimmer isn't shimmering enough. So I'll put a little bit more in the middle for a little bit more sparkle. Maybe with a pat and pat. And that's pretty much the finished look. I took that same shimmer, just put it in the inner corner, because since that was the lightest shimmer of the two, obviously I didn't want to put a darker shimmer in the inner corner. I still wanted brightness in the inner corner, so I'm just taking the same thing we just put on the lid, popping it in my inner corner. I'll do my liner off camera, because I feel like my Juvia's Place liner is already a little dry, and I haven't had it as long as I had those Sealer ones, and they still work fine. So I don't want to waste time on camera doing that, especially since I need to try to go home and edit this tomorrow, so you can see it on Saturday, because today is Friday. So my thoughts on these palettes. Out of the 3 palettes, I'd say my favorite one was what was it? The Lava Cake, and then the one I have on now, and then the blue one is my least favorite. So this is my second favorite, and the other 2 in the bags over there. But I don't know, like, I like the collection fine. The pink and purple are my favorite. I don't know what it is about blue eyeshadows, but like when they make monochromatic blue palettes, I don't ever seem to like them fully. So I would have to say that the blue one is actually my least favorite one, just like with the Glamlite Icy Collection. I don't know if it's like the way they formulate the blues or what, but I don't ever seem to be in love with their blues. Oh, so palettes I feel like are similar if you already own them and you don't need to buy this collection. I would say this, what is this one called? Mixy Mauves from what is it, Plain Makeup by Yolanda. If you have that one, I feel like it's really similar to this. As you can see, the only thing about hers is all of them seem to have plus glitters. So to me, that's the downside to these palettes, and why I'm not necessarily a huge fan. I don't like pressed glitters in my palettes, so it's just a no thing for me. I have the Nubian Royal from Juvia's Place. I feel like it looks really similar to this. So that's what those look like side by side. Then I have my personal favorite one, the Violets. The Violets is my favorite one, and I feel like looks kind of similar to this one too, so I figured I'd show it. Like if the color on my lid was lighter, I feel like it'd be more like this shade. Actually, I feel like this shade is really similar to the one that's on my lid right now too, for the halo eye, but you know. That one, and then the last one I have is this one from the Glam Shop. They're purple violet, so I feel like if you have any of these, you don't necessarily need to get these. So to me, these aren't a necessity. They're cute, they work nice. They have the same Glamlite quality as all the other Glamlite palettes. It's just, I don't know, when they make blue monochromatic palettes, I don't like them. I like this purple one though, and I like the pink one. So those are the ones I would recommend. I actually wouldn't recommend the blue one just because it was my least favorite to work with, and my least favorite overall in the collection. But those are my thoughts on these palettes. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, y'all are diamonds. When I do the what do you call it, the The Yummy Foundation, or the Yummy Serum Foundation by Natasha is when I will be using this sponge, so you all will get the review on that. But it did feel nice and squishy when I took it out and opened it when I was at work with my friend. So those are my thoughts on this collection. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.